Hello everybody, it's me and it's an exciting video. 1.013 is out and I'm here to give you guys the quick rundown of everything that's changed in game. So yes, let's get into the 1.013 video. As you can see, I have moved alliances into tier 8, so I need to say a great thank you for letting me in and letting me join the family, you know, because you guys are actually really cool. I've been chatting to a lot of you guys and you've been able to help me get a great amount of content, and it's been a great blast, and I know you guys have been enjoying it too. So let's go into 1.013. Smash like, comment and subscribe, and remember guys, this is the #1 Call of Dragons channel. I'm just saying, you know, it's going to be the #1. We all keep saying it, so one day when it does happen, it's going to be an amazing experience for everyone to see the accomplishment. So here we go. When we go into 1.013, I'm going to try and keep it nice and brief, and I'm going to try and cover as much as I can, right? So if you're looking for anything in particular, you know, just you can try and skip through if you want to get to that section. But I'm going to go over like the heroes, the artifacts, the behemoth changes, the also like policies, and then just some quality of life and other things, right? And then a nice little goodie at the end. So let's go into it. So when we go into the hero section, as I said before in a few videos, if you've not checked it out, there's 2 new heroes that's come into the game. We've got Kanara and we've got Velin. So Velin is a mage, which is magic PvP control based talent trees. He's got a great first skill, very similar to Waldeer's. I'll keep it on the screen just for a little bit so you can read it, same with all the others. But this hero is going to be a really interesting use. He's going to be very strong, as you're going to see. He's going to have some amazing options to be able to be paired with. Even in the future, I think he's just going to be a very versatile hero to have, especially when you read this. This is the one thing which is going to be a really cool feature and he does it himself. So that's Valen. Like I said, I'm not going to go too deep into him. I'm going to do my full first impressions on Valen and Kanara, who is the second hero, properly, and you're going to guys see who I think is going to be the best pairings with them, and my opinions on each of the heroes, right? So if they're worth investing into or not, because obviously we don't know right now because they've just come out. So all this is just up to speculation at the minute. So you got Kanara, which is a marksman PvP and control. Great talent trees to have. Again, all purely focused with the intent to have as much flexibility and control as you know, no pun intended, with her trees, right? So you can actually use this match for numerous different tasks. When you're going to her skills, she has great skills. Again, a massive nuke with a target damage dealt reduction, which is really cool to see. She has a great second skill. She has an amazing third skill, which is a big buffer. And then she has a 4th skill. And then the 5th one is the additional skill when you expertise her, and this is one when you do get it, I think it's going to be the game changing part of her. So we're going to see how good this actually is when we see some expertise Kanaras out there. But I think this is this skill is going to be the actual game changer, as a little hint for the first impressions video, right? So we have 2 new heroes, and as you know, we had some new artifacts, right? And we had a new artifact system. So I'm going to go over the artifact system first, and then we'll see what the new artifacts are. So the way the artifact system works now, anytime you get obviously your copies of your artifacts, which you would get to level up your skills, when you got these all maxed out, you get leftovers, right? And you've been using them to scrap, which you can still do. But what you can also do is at the bottom now, they're just left down here, and what they basically are is this is worth the same level as a purple epic extension emblem. So they're worth the same amount of XP, and these are worth the same amount of XP. So is the blue ones, right? But you'll see what they're used for in the moment. So when you go to your actual, you know, artifacts now, you'll see there's some different things that's unlocked. So you would get some extra damage reduced taken basically on yourself, and you get damage dealt. These are for raids, I believe, as well as overall conditions potentially, but I do believe it's for raiding. So we'll see when we get to test those numbers out on PvP and on raids. We'll see if there's a big difference. But when you get one of these items, as you can see, you get your star level. Everything gets reset to 1, as you can see, and I've left a lot of them at 1 for the purpose of the video. But the ones which you wanted to level up, you would click on the stars, and as you can see now, I need some stars to level it up. So this only requires 3, and as soon as I click ascend, as you can see, boom, we've just ascended it, and it's gained a star level. And there we go, we've just gained Legion attack. So now the next star rating would need, you know, more purples, as you can see. But in order for me to do this, I just need to hit level 40, which is the same as what every sort of one of these artifacts has done. You've had to hit the level before you could star upgrade it, right? So it's just the same concept, but now what you're allowed to do, which you couldn't before, was you was able to level these up quite well, and you can star level them up after, basically. It's a really cool mechanic, and I do enjoy it. So they've just changed the way the artifacts work, and since, you know, we've gone over the artifacts, they added 4 new ones, right? So if we go into the tavern and we check the probability table, we have 2 new legendaries, which are the Wolfman of Halo and the Dragon Rift. So the Wolfwoman of Halo is a cavalry based artifact. As you can see, these are all the max stats, and the way it works is a very cool ability, and I can't wait to talk about this again in my proper first impressions. I'm just trying to showcase what's going on in 1.013. So you gain this artifact, which is a teleport, and then when you activate your skill, it teleports you back to where you originally came from. And for cavalry, this is really good because it means you can get in, deal a quick amount of burst damage, and get out, right? And you don't have to worry about marching out. You're just out. So it's a really cool mechanic. I do enjoy it. I want to see how this performs on the battlefield. I can't wait to see it on the battlefield in some open field fights, so it's going to be great. So now we go to Dragon Rift. Dragon Rift's the infantry PvP weapon now, and it is really the infantry PvP weapon. So if you're wanting to deal damage with infantry, this is the one. So we now have the infantry damage artifact. We already have the infantry utility, which is the hammer. It only deals 2200, but you get an AoE stun. Or you get the health one, right? The one which is the big shield. So you can put a big shield on everyone and become a tank artifact, basically, and you can tank out, right? So you have an option now of 3 different artifacts. This one's really cool. It does a massive amount of damage, you can see. If you kill the unit, you get a 32% increase for 6 seconds on your physical attack. But if you don't kill them, this is when the bleed occurs. As you can see on screen, it just dots them for so many seconds. It's at the moment it says 350 for 3 seconds, and you can see it just ticking away on them on screen again. Really cool ability. And then what we need to talk about is these 2 purples down here, because these 2 purples are actually really, really interesting, and they are a really good talking point. So this is their attempt at making epic ranged PvE raiding artifacts, basically. That's what these are. So when you read this, it has such a massive amount of damage on. It has a 2400 damage factor, which is insane. That's more than the Viola's bow, and it's almost as much as the Shadow Blades, or if not, it's 200 damage more than the Shadow Blades. I'll check after. As an epic, and this is what we wanted, right? We want epics at max level to outperform a legendary at level 1. It should do it, because your level 1 legendary shouldn't be just outright better at the get-go. There's no reason it should be. And now these epics are stepping stones into the legendaries, which is a great feature for the game in the long run. As you're going to see for free-to-play players, you're going to enjoy this, because this is a really good artifact for marksmen, for only killing raids. You know, this is what it's for. You can use it for darklings and dark creatures, you know, in the early game when you're trying to level up your archers on patrols. It's a really good artifact to use. It doesn't cost you any rage, and it has a chance to stun them. So it's a really powerful PvE, and I think people are going to start falling in love with Bomb Flinger. But the incantations is just as good, if not better, right? So this is a 2800 damage nuke to the target. And this is more damage, and I know this is more damage than the level 1 Phoenix Eye. So if we go to Phoenix Eye, I already have the level 1, right? It's there, 2000. It's not until I max it out, it's at 4k. And even then, I'm going to have to level it up maybe once or twice to outperform this epic. So this epic right here for magic users, it gives you a massive amount of magic unit attack, and it reduces the damage you're taking. Plus, it gives you a 2800 nuke on that boss. It's outstanding. This is actually a really good artifact, and I hope people start using this, especially if you don't have, like myself, if you have a maxed out incantation or like a maxed out bomb flinger, these are going to outperform Viola's bow. It's going to outperform Phoenix's. And as you can see now, let's go to Shadow Blades right at the top. It's 2200. So you're still dealing more. Like, if you're looking for the most damage, this is dealing the most damage, right? It's 2400. It's 200 more. Doesn't matter that it's, you know, only 200. It's 200 more damage you didn't have. So this is one thing you guys need to consider when you're looking at it. And then the last one they added was Illusory Gems. It casts immediately, it transforms you into the richest guy in the streets, because you're just basically dropping gems, which is really funny. It's basically the same way as the coins here. They do the exact same thing, but with gold. But now you get it with gems. You get Legion cap and some Legion HP. It's cool, you know, it is what it is, right? So that is all the artifacts that came in the game. And then, on top of everything that I've talked about, which is the heroes and the artifacts and how they've changed and added artifacts, right? They've also changed the behemoth system. So when you go into your tech, right? Your tech has development tech, it has territory tech, and battle tech, and behemoth tech now. It's all in the one tech tree. That's all you need. They understood this. This is all you need as a tech tree. They might add more later, which is cool. But these are the actual things which matter. These are all the damage you deal to behemoths and the cooldown of behemoths. That's all that's in here. But all the tech you had, which was the buffs and how to, you know, increase how strong they were, as you see, changed. You don't have a talent tree anymore. You have elite raids, and this is, oh my god, a 10 out of 10 feature. Even though the first couple of raids are really easy, just because of the way the mechanics are. This is going to be so fun when you are trying to complete these raids here, because the way these raids work is if you've completed any of the raids and you control any of these raids currently. So as you can see, if I zoom out, and we're just in this location right now, we have a Dire Bear and we have a Necro Giant, and we have a few others, right? So if we control them like we do, what can happen is the alliance leader or officer, shall I say, so any of these guys who are in this position are able to click the behemoths, click elite raid, say select the Necro Giant, pick the location you want to do it in, and click start. And you can start this raid as an officer basically. And these are mini raids. They're not the same power in the regards to you having to fight the Necro Giant at the full maximum HP, because you don't. It's a little bit weaker, but you do have some things to worry about. So he has his own extra moves, as you can see here, and these are just extra moves they have, right? In addition to this, if you click the little gold square at the bottom, these are debuffs, or if you want to call them, like if you've ever played like Halo back in the day on Xbox, right? These are like skulls, right? So these are debuffs that are going to make it even harder. So the Necro Giant, as you can see, has increased HP, attack and defense. Enemy legions receive 50% healing, so we heal less every time we need to. It increases all damage it deals equal to 0.5% of its health lost. So when it's at 50% health, it's dealing, what, 25% more? So that's how you want to look at it. When the enemy legion launches a normal attack on the Necro Giant while it's invulnerable, they take magic skill damage. So this is just a check to see how dumb someone is. If you're targeting it when you shouldn't be, you're going to be dying, right? And this is how. But the cool feature with it all is when you do beat them, no matter what, you get these rewards on screen, apart from the bottom frame, which I'm going to explain after. But each of these have their own rewards. So as you can see, you get some 100 gems, you get a teleport, you get some speed ups, and you get some resources. And all of these increase as you go across and down the line, right? but you also get the avatar frame. And the only way the avatar frame works, and this is the thing, and it's in black and white writing, and it is very clear on how it's stated. So only participating members of the First Alliance on the server to complete within the 4-minute 50 timer will receive the bear. So if you're the First Alliance to kill the giant bear on the server, right, within 4 minutes and 50 seconds, you get the frame. This means in the server only 40 people will have this, because only 40 members can join this raid, if you remember, because of the 40 member cap, right? Also, this is the giant one. The giant one looks cool. Again, it's the exact same, but it's 6 minutes 30 now, and this is now 50 members because it increases. This is 60 members, I believe, or it might be same, maybe 50. And this is the Thunder Rock, and you got to do it in 6 minutes 30 as well. Then you got the Hydra. The Hydra one, I really love the Hydra one with the 3 heads on top. It looks amazing. But again, you need to complete this in 6 minutes 30. There's the Dire Bear, if this banner wants to get out of my way. So the Dire Bear, again, 6 minutes 30, and you have to be within the members to get this. This is the Necrogiant one. Necrogiant one is really nice with the little purple flames. I do like that one a lot, so I hope to get this one as well. And then you got the Magma, and then finally, and you know, obviously at last, you have the Flame Dragon one, which is the legendary one, right? And only, again, if you are participating in this is 120 members can get this in the first server, right? Because that's how many members are, I think, are able in the raid or something. Or it might be even 80 members. I might be just talking bungle because it's been a long time. But as you can see, only a certain amount of members are able to get them in that rotation. Because that means then when the season resets, right? The season resets and then everyone goes back to zone 1. And because everyone goes back to zone 1 now, you're able to then reclaim, or you're able to retry and reattempt to be the first alliance in the server to get those, you know, frames. Because if you are, it is almost a bragging right, right? And you always want the bragging rights. And as you can see, for me, we've been able to do some today, and it's been an amazing fun time to do. So we've got the bear, and we've got the giant, we've got the Thunder Rock. We couldn't do the Hydra, but we're going to be doing it hopefully tomorrow. Same with these other guys. We haven't attempted these last 3, but we did finish the Dire Bear after a few attempts, and it was hard to do, but we did finish the Dire Bear. I know there's other servers still trying to complete these, and they're struggling, so I'm going to see if I can get some content for you guys in regards to like the harder ones. But I'm going to do a full, obviously, video on Elite Raids. I hope you guys will enjoy it when it comes out. But that is most of the patch, right? As you can see, there's a lot of other things that changed. As you can see, there's some beautiful, nice chests here. I'm going to open 22 keys right now to see if we hit some of these new legendaries. We hit a Luck. Nope, we hit Fear. If only it was someone else, but it's nice, you know, 10 Fear heads. Let's see if we've got another 10. Oh, we got another legendary, and another 10 Fear heads. So it looks like today, boys, we're getting some skills into Fear, you know, so we can't complain. We can't complain, can we? So I hope you enjoyed that. There's the Fear. We're going to upgrade it. If I got one more, I could get her to a 4, which is pretty cool, but I'm not rushing into her, right? We're going to see how we get her over time. But that is pretty much the rundown of the patch. The other stuff that you need to look into, and these are the quality of life things that I'm going to go over in a moment. Just, you know, if you've made it this far in the video, just remember, guys, I do love you guys for listening and putting up with me for this long. So hit the like if you haven't, hit the subscribe button, because you must enjoy listening to my smoothing, you know, British voice. So let's carry on in the last little section. So they did do some quality of life stuff. The quality of life things which are really nice to see is they made on the map the icons, right? So these icons look nicer, and even if when you zoom out you can see them all. They're very obvious now compared to before, which is really good. Even when you go to, I don't know if these ones are up, Nah, they're dead, which is good, because I wanted to hopefully show you the new runes. These are what the new runes look like. No matter what, as you can see, this is Legion Defense, and up top we've got Gathering Speed. So one thing I do hope they do, and maybe if someone's listening in Call of Dragons, you know, could you like color code these again? Because color coding them was way better. If you kept the runestone levels as they are and you color coded them, so maybe like red equals war, you know, maybe green equals raids or PvE stuff like CP or raid buffs if you can have them, and so on. But one thing to note as well, which talking about buffs, if you guys will notice when you check these out, we've killed every single buff you can on the server, and it appears that they've removed obviously the buff for Behemoth, so there's no 14% or 20% damage buffs as we've seen so far, and that's probably because of the artifact changes, right? Because if you think about it, you don't need a damage buff now on your march from a rune if you're using a leveled up artifact, because if you've got a specific artifact like Shadow Blades or the Bone Flinger now, for example, right? If you're using Bone Flinger maxed out and it's level 50 or 60, you're going to be dealing more damage, or you're going to be taking less damage in the raid because of its effect at level 50 and 60. So I think because of that, that's the reasoning why they got rid of them. So that pretty much is that in a nutshell. And the final thing which I'm going to show is the decrees. This is a really fun thing which I think the alliances are going to love when they start using them a lot more. So decrees are a now adaptation of what we have from the vote system, right? So if you're in a raid and you're waiting, your officers do an AFK check, right? And that AFK check, you click green or red to see if you're there, if you're ready, or if you're not ready, okay? And they've done the exact same idea, but they've put it in alliance decrees. And the way you can use these is for alliance officers or alliance leaders. You could, for example, set up a alliance decree, right, to say tomorrow at, I don't know, even though we're not gonna, say tomorrow at 12 UTC we will take this, you know, magma demon, are you coming, right? You could put something like that together in a decree, like an event with a time and a date. And then what would happen is it appears in your alliance decree now as a player, and then you can choose the green or red option, and it notifies your alliance officers ahead of time who's available and who's not available, right? And it's a really good feature for them to do, for me, in my opinion. It allows them to literally like be fair with their alliance members and find out like, oh, this time's not good, right? So let's restructure the events a little bit better and so forth. So it's a really good thing they've implemented. I know a lot of alliances are going to love it. There's a few more other little hidden changes and bits and bats that I'm going to go over, but they're going to be in different videos. This is just, you know, getting into a long one. So I hope you enjoyed it. That is patch 1.013 for me. I'm not going to go into any more detail. That is everything generally you're going to need to know, especially if you're just a normal player, an R3 player like myself, and you're looking just to enjoy the game. That's all you're going to need. So smash a like, comment, and subscribe, guys, and I will catch you guys in the next video. So peace out.